is true. There's nothing I won't do.
Nothing! That's phaser. Nothing I won't do. And then just a breathy at the end. Oh, the dynamics, the contrast. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the studio with a good cup of coffee for one more vocal analysis, and today we're listening to Bruno Mars' Risk It All. I saw that Bruno Mars released this song exactly 1 week ago, so I'm excited to hear it. The last video that I made on Bruno Mars was with his song with Lady Gaga, Die of a Smile, and that was fantastic. Lots of different vocal schemes, vocal techniques for us to listen to and analyze, so I'm hyped for this one. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Sky. I'm a singer-songwriter and voice teacher. As a singer-songwriter, my latest single, Leave It All Behind, is out. I would highly appreciate if you could give it a listen. If you are into rock, if you like distorted guitars, high vocals, you might like the song. I'll leave the link down below and also on a card up here. And I would love your feedback, because I like to say, and I'm proud to say, that I'm not only a vocal coach, I'm also on the battlefield, just like yourself if you are a singer. And yeah, I'm always releasing music, writing music, recording music, and that's just part of my life. And your feedback on my own work as a musician would mean the world to me. Now, when it comes to vocal coaching, my work is focused on laryngeal biomechanics and physiology, which is pretty much the muscles that we have inside our larynxes. Depending on what we are doing with them, the way that they are behaving, we reach different sounds that we have inside contemporary singing, and that's also what will guide this analysis. How is Bruno Mars getting the sounds that he's getting? I must say that I haven't heard this song before. I have no idea what we'll be listening to, but I hope it will be interesting, and I'm pretty sure it will. If you want to become my singing student, I'll leave a link down below for my online singing program, Building Your Voice, and that will cover a range of different topics inside vocal technique. We talk about how to belt, how to sing high notes and low notes with power, with compression, with presence and depth, but we also talk about how to sing soft sounds, what we call passive vocal schemes. We have different kinds of vocal schemes that are passive, like the Gregorian voice, the breathy voice, the crystal voice. All of those are different sounds that will add color, will add emotion into your singing. We also talk about ornaments such as vibratos, yodels, runs, all of that and much more. Oh, vocal distortions. We have a whole module on vocal distortions. Yeah. How to practice and apply them in a way that's healthy, that's safe for your voice, that won't hurt your voice. All of that and much more. If you want to get all of the info on the topics that we cover inside the course, I'll also leave in the link in the description so you can have all of that info. All right, all of that said, let's dive right in. Let's listen to Risk It All.
For just a chance to win your heart, you could set the bar beyond the stars. I'll do anything you ask me to.
Amazing. So far, what he's doing for most of this here will be a vocal scheme that we call breathy voice inside vocal anthropophysiology. And vocal anthropophysiology, for those who are new here, is the framework for my work as a voice teacher, is a field of study and intervention in voice. And inside vocal anthropophysiology, we try to analyze and understand the vocal behaviors according to the environment and how those behaviors develop in a certain culture. Hence, the anthropology part of it. But then we go into the mechanics of it, into the physiology to understand what's going on. And this is what we call a passive vocal scheme, which means that the vocal folds are more relaxed. We don't have as much compression per se. The vocal folds are not pressing against each other that much. And we have a softer sound. On top of that, we also have the action of a couple muscles, the posterior cricoid muscles, that are opening the vocal folds, so that we have this breathy sound here. And that's the reason why we call that vocal scheme a breathy voice.
You ask me.
Pay attention to that breathiness. And also, every now and then we have a bit of distortion there. I think that we have an example of that here.
Beyond the stars.
So every now and then we have a bit of distortion. It's a really soft distortion. It carries also a lot of breathiness, and that's a distortion that inside vocal anthropophysiology we call a phaser voice. It has some crackling, some, but it also has some hiss. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And this kind of distortion Bruno Mars uses quite a lot. It's amazing.
I'll do anything, anything you ask me to. Say you want the moon, watch me learn to fly.
Ooh, watch me! Sometimes he adds some weight, some compression to the distortion. Watch me! Na 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 na! Because the phaser, when we talk about the phaser, in fact, the phaser is not one distortion. The phaser is a family of distortions. We can have a phaser that's more balanced, a phaser that has more hiss, and a phaser that has more crackling. And here he's definitely adding more crackling compared to the previous one.
Watch me learn to fly, ain't no mountain. Watch me.
Watch me learn to fly. Watch me learn to fly. So beautiful. Also, something really important, it is a requirement for both the phaser and the breathy to have a slightly narrowed vocal tract position so that we add some brightness, some nasality to the sound. That's a requirement for those adjustments. That doesn't mean that it is automatically wrong if you don't have that nasality, that brightness there, but it will turn into another technique. But this is also quite a strong characteristic whenever we listen to Bruno Mars. He likes that bright sound, and that reminds me a lot of Michael Jackson, which I know was a great influence for Bruno Mars' singing.
Ain't no mountain you could point to, I wouldn't climb. It's crazy, but it's true. There's nothing I won't do.
Nothing! That's phaser. Nothing I won't do. And then just a breathy at the end. Oh, the dynamics, the contrast. Oh.
I'd risk it all for you, to hold your hand and call you mine.
This is really Latin. I would know. I'm from Brazil.
Trying to be your man till the end of time. Oh,
It's quite Hispanic, though.
I'll do anything, anything you ask me to. I would run through a fire just to be by your side.
In fact, it might be. It's also bringing me a lot of Mexican vibes.
If your heart's on the line, you could take mine. It's crazy, but it's true. There's nothing I won't do. I'd risk it all for you. I would swim across the sea just to show you. Sacrifice my life just.
That phaser right there. In fact, whenever we are singing with a glottic distortion, and glottic here means it happens at the level of the vocal folds. Whenever we are carrying a glottic distortion above the high C, in this case here, he was singing it higher than high C.
Sacrifice my life.
Whenever we are singing with a glottic distortion above the high C, automatically we call, inside vocal anthropophysiology, of course, we call the distortion a scream voice. But it's not only scream. We say for this case that he was doing a phaser, he kept the bass adjustment of the phaser, just made it higher. We say that that's a scream phaser voice. And scream here tell us that the physiological changes that would happen above the high C are happening, but he's sustaining on the other muscles the behavior of a phaser voice. Now, that's important because we do have some important changes physiologically occurring above the high C. We have muscles that are in the back of the larynx, and here mainly I'm talking about the transverse arytenoid or transverse interarytenoid muscle. This muscle has a crucial function when it comes to singing those high notes. And depending on the range that we are singing, we will have those muscles that are responsible for stretching the vocal folds, shortening the vocal folds. They will be changing slightly their function or changing their preponderance. Which muscle is working more? Which muscle is working less? Okay, the vocal folds are being stretched forward, but then later on they might be stretched backwards as well. So all of those changes are happening depending on where inside the vocal range you are singing. So again, we have important changes happening above the C, the high C, the C5 on the piano, and because of that, whenever we are talking about glottic distortions that happen at the level of the vocal folds, if you are singing above that, then we say that that's a scream something. In this case here, scream phaser.
Just to hold you,
How do we have a small run there as well?
just to hold you.
How do beautiful.
I could go on and on.
Such a beautiful example of phase. What a singer, guys. What a singer.
To prove that you belong here in my
Colors are also gorgeous.
Say you want the moon, watch me learn to fly, and a mountain you could point to. I wouldn't climb, it's crazy, but it's true. There's nothing I won't do. I'd risk it all for you. But it's true. There's nothing I won't do. I'd risk it all.
Oh, high A there. Whenever we are singing above the E4, and then we are talking about active vocal folds instead of passive vocal folds, that's a vocal scheme that we call a warn voice. The voice that you would use to warn someone about something. Imagine that you need to call someone on the other side of the street. Hey! Hey! That's the behavior or similar behavior. Of course, when we are singing, we take care of volume, we pay attention to all that, but that would be our similar behavior inside the anthropological everyday life context. So he's doing warn voices every now and then. It's not that often because most of the times that he's increasing the compression, the power, he's going for the phaser, but every now and then we do have those active clean sounds there that would characterize a warn voice.
For you. It's crazy, but it's true. There's nothing I won't do. I'd risk it all for you.
Beautiful. Yeah, such a gorgeous music video. Fantastic. Well, guys, that's our analysis for the song Risk It All by Bruno Mars. Let me know your thoughts on the song. If you want to become my singing student, make sure to check out the link in the description to get all of the info on my singing course, Building Your Voice. Again, in there we cover all of these techniques and much more. We talk about how to belt, how to sing those high notes with power and presence, but also how to produce soft sounds whenever you want to be really expressive with your voice. We have a complete module on vocal distortions in which, of course, we cover the phaser. But we also talk about other distortions, all in a way that's safe and healthy for your voice, so that you don't hurt your voice while you practice it. Of course, we don't want to hurt our voices practicing vocal technique. We talk about ornaments such as yodels, vibratos, runs. We have a vocal exercise library for you to practice each of the techniques that we covered inside the course, and even we have a lesson on how to create your own vocal exercises to deal with challenges that you're having when you practice your repertoire. All of that and much more. Again, all of the info will be in the link in the description. All right, so check it out. And if you are curious about my own singing, and you might be, because oftentimes you be listening to vocal coaches and wondering, okay, but how does this person sound when they actually sing for real? And I'm again proud to say that I'm on the battlefield. I'm releasing music, recording music, and writing music, and it would mean a lot to me if you could give it a listen and let me know your feedback. So I'll leave a card up here that will lead you to a playlist with my original songs. I'm about to release a new one. In fact, I just came back from a recording session in which we did the music video. So we're working on that, and as soon as the music video is done, we'll be releasing the song. Alright, so check the links in the description. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. And that's all for today. You enjoy your day, you enjoy your coffee, and remember, if your concepts cannot be seen here in the real world, then they must change, and not the world. See you in the next one.